What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we're going to be having a look at a brand new battle card from Wave 2 of the Transformers TCG. I told you yesterday that unfortunately after my reveals of both Blue Streak and Megatron, I was out of character cards to reveal, but the good news is, still got a couple of battle cards to show you. We looked the other day at Bolt of Lightning, and that was extremely important as a card, because it was the very first battle card we'd ever seen that has a star cost. You can play this, but it counts towards your 25 stars that you've got for characters. And I know a whole bunch of you have been wanting to see another one ever since that one was revealed, so might I introduce you to Mounted Missiles. This is a really, really good battle card, and it should be. It costs one of your 25 stars to play it. So what does it do? Well, first of all, it's got a double orange pip, meaning that if you flip it while defending, it does naff, but if you flip it while attacking, you get an extra 2 on your attack. That's pretty phenomenal. And it adds 2 to your attack. So first of all, if you attach it as an upgrade, you get +2 attack. And secondly, you've got the double orange icon. Well, that sounds pretty good. Ladies and gentlemen, there's more, because this can be put in an armor or a utility slot. And quick ruling clear up here. I know it says it can be put in an armor or utility, but bearing in mind it is a weapon, so of course it can be put in the weapon slot as well. And this has great synergy with itself, because what you have here is a card that if you attach it, it helps you attacking. But if instead you flip it, it helps you attacking. Now, if we compare this to something like Energon Axe, we do not quite see the same thing. You see, Energon Axe is a rather spectacular battle card that gives you +3 attack, we're going to talk about it more in a moment, only on damaged characters. And it gives you PS2. But it has a blue icon. Now, generally speaking, you're going to want to play Energon Axe in an attacking deck that is aiming to increase your attack, but it gives you a blue icon as well. Now, that might be good. You might be looking to put a few blue icons into your deck. But if you want to go full aggro, Energon Axe holds you back with that blue pip. Whereas if we look at Mounted Missiles here, there is no such issue, because Mounted Missiles helps you whether it's flipped while attacking or whether you attach it as an upgrade. Starting off, this looks really, really good. So if we dig into it a little bit more, then we've got +2 attack. And there are plenty of other upgrades that can help your attack, but they've all got a fairly significant downside. So if we look again at Energon Axe, it's a phenomenal card. Put it on a damaged character only, but it gives you +3 attack and PS2, guaranteeing 2 damage, and yes, PS does add up, so if you were to put this onto a Megatron Decepticon leader, you would be up to PS5. It's looking very nice. What are the downsides? Well, first of all, you can only put it on a damaged character, meaning that there are going to be plenty of times in the game where you can't actually play it, and secondly, it's got a blue icon, which if you're going full aggro, you're not going to like. We've got Static Laser of Ironhide, which gives you +3 attack and has an orange pip, only 1 mind you. But if you attach it to anything that's not Ironhide, you've got to take 2 damage. And there can be advantages to taking 2 damage. Think something like Dinobot Swoop, which moves the damage counter from this character to an enemy. But generally speaking, we're not all that in favour of taking damage counters if we don't really need to. We've got Grenade Launcher, which gives you +4 attack and indeed does have an orange pip, but Grenade Launcher's a one-shot deal. You get it now and that's all well and good, but then it goes away and you've got to try and recover it or wait for your scrap pile to become your deck again. Ion Blaster of Optimus Prime gives you +2 attack. If you're Optimus Prime, you can only put it on Optimus Prime. It does also give you +1 defense, but then again, it's got a blue pip. And finally, Primary Laser. Primary Laser just generally gives anyone +2 attack, but you've got a blue pip, and it has to be put into your weapon slot. So we've got other ways to get +2 attack. but none of them are as good as this. Similarly, this has a double orange pip, and we've got other ways to get double orange pips. Now, in Wave 1, we had both an action, Peace Through Tyranny, and an upgrade, Improvised Shield. If I was a guessing man, and bearing in mind a lot of these videos I have to do a bit of educated guessing, I would bet that we are going to be getting a double orange upgrade and a double orange action in Wave 2 like we did in Wave 1. And this is, of course, the double orange upgrade. The fact that it costs a star, will that change anything? Honest answer, don't really know. But if we look at Improvised Shield, you've got the 2 orange pips, but it gives you tough 1. And if you're playing an aggro orange deck, you're just not going to be playing any blue pips. Tough 1 lets you flip more battle cards when defending, which means you got a greater chance to hit more blue pips, which means you got a greater chance of increasing your defense, but that's pointless if you're going for orange pips. So you end up with this card that's great if you flip it while attacking, and not great at any other point in the game. Similarly, Peace Through Tyranny is the action card that has double orange pips. It allows you to KO one of your characters that has 6 stars or more, and then take an extra turn. And there are times when this will literally win you the game by giving you 2 consecutive turns, but there's plenty of times where you just don't want to KO one of your characters. And then, of course, at this stage, we need to circle back to the fact that it can be played in your armor or utility slot. You see, on each Transformers character card, you can have 1 weapon, 1 armor, 1 utility. So, generally speaking, the game is designed to stop a character loading up on weapons and just being a huge offensive threat, or loading up on armor and being near impossible to KO. But there are certain cards that allow you to break this rule. And mounted missiles is one of them here. It allows you to do crazy things like play a grenade launcher or an energon axe along with 2 of these, because you can put grenade launcher in your weapon slot, and then you could put 1 of these in your armor slot and 1 of these in your utility slot, and all of a sudden you've got +8 attack. Or Energon Axe would give you +7 attack. The difference is, of course, that Energon Axe can only be attached when you've got damage on, but Energon Axe will stay there for the remainder of the game, essentially, until you're KO'd, whereas Grenade Launcher is 1 attack and then boom, it goes away. And we've got characters like Optimus Prime Battlefield Legend that start off with a base attack of 8, which incidentally is phenomenal. So imagine if you just keep increasing that, and keep increasing it, and keep increasing it. That is going to be very problematic for your opponent. They can build their defense and build their tough, but sooner or later you're getting through. The exceptions, of course, being Force Field and Insecticon Scrapnel, which do limit the amount of damage you are allowed to do. Although I should remind you at this stage that you could always play something like Ramming Speed, which will allow you to get rid of your opponent's Force Field. Oh yeah. A little tease for you here. There is a better card than Ramming Speed in this set, so make sure you subscribe to this channel, because either tomorrow or the next day, I'm going to show you a better option than Ramming Speed. So the fact that this can go in either your armor or your utility slot really does help if you're going a little bit aggro. And this isn't the only card we've ever had that breaks the 1 armor, 1 weapon, 1 utility rule. Cargo Trailer is a lovely little card which helps to boost the attack of trucks, and that can be put into your utility slot, but you can actually have 3 of them in your utility slot just as long as you are a truck. Dinobots have Jaws of Steel, which is literally Flamethrower, as in it's the exact same card as Flamethrower, which is a weapon, but they can go ahead and put it into their utility slot, meaning they can have both of them on at one go. Let's not forget that Megatron Living Weapon can have a weapon. I mean, the name kind of suggested it was probably going to be weapon hungry, in either their armor or utility slot, as well as in their weapon slot. And let's not forget we saw Predaking just the other day, and Predaking looks at Megatron's 3 weapon slots and goes, really? That's all you've got? I've got 5 weapon slots, come at me, bro. The fact of the matter is, there are going to be plenty of aggro decks that are going to really want to play this. Something like Dinobots that can use Grimlock to up the amount of bold they've got, or they can use Dino Chomp to up the amount of bold they've got, or they can use Jaws of Steel to up the amount of bold they've got. They are going to be going full bold, but the whole point of bold is so that you can flip more battle cards when attacking to hit more orange icons. This is going to be very, very nice indeed. I showed you a little while ago, I'll pop a link in the description, a lovely Insecticon deck which went full on into orange pips. And clearly in a deck that only plays orange pips and is going full aggro, this is a phenomenal option. Every part of this card is good. It does cost you a star to use, but that's because it's so good. The double orange icon is great. The fact that it gives you +2 attack and you don't have to take any damage on you or any of that rubbish is great. The fact that it's a weapon that helps your attacking so much that can be put in your armor or utility slot is great. Sure, there's going to be plenty of decks that are trying to play full defensive that aren't going to want to use this. And there's going to be plenty of decks that have 25 stars, so they don't have space to put in any battle cards that use stars. But there are going to be plenty of aggro decks which are going to love this. And if you want to play an aggro Transformers deck, I think it's safe to assume you're going to be wanting to consider this card very carefully indeed. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. There's the second battle card that costs stars that we've seen. And along with Bolt of Lightning, what it's telling me at the moment is these battle cards that cost stars, they're pretty gosh darn good. So this is a point in the video where I would like to know what you think about mounted missiles. Go nuts in the comment section, but please do remember the most important rule as always. Be nice, would ya? And I do have another couple of battle cards that I can show you. There is going to be another one on this channel tomorrow. Same rough time. So do please make sure that you like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you can get notified as soon as possible. But the most important thing as always, look after yourselves until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.